Hello, 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 everyone. Hopefully this one is working. I don't know what happened. I'm like looking, nobody's joining. Nobody likes the stream anymore. Monday morning, I didn't change anything. Then I look on YouTube after updating everything, the thumbnails and doing everything you got to do to get it live, and it's like scheduled. What do you mean scheduled? I hit go live now. Oh. Mondays. How is everyone doing? But we are live now with a shorter little intro. I'll have to update everything later after the stream. So we shall see what is going on. Looks like there's some weird stuff like processing. Oh boy. Weird things going on in computer land. So hopefully this will get through this live stream. By the way, even if we have problems, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button, especially in these markets because anything can change and I might go live at a moment's notice if we have a major market something going on. I mean, last week we went live at lunch a couple times. So let's see. How are we doing on this fine Monday? A little bounce overnight. Yes, attempt number 2. Good morning. Tesla is going down. I mean, have you seen all the there's been a rash of like Tesla fires over the last few days. It's getting really interesting. It's almost now almost have to trade around a core short position. Keep on a core short position, lighten up a little on the rallies, and reestablish that core position on the rotation back down and just ride it on down. Glad you are in now. Hello, Eric. Sorry, I did not say hello to you, Sashi. Good morning, Davey. Good morning, Christoph. Waka Waka. I hope that's not for the content. I hope that's just for the technical difficulties. And good morning, Amit. Tesla, yeah. If it's down 1% when all the other stuff is up, then you get some major selling pressure. I don't know what's going on with stuff now. My Share Vision stream has died. Oh boy, bad news is hitting hard. So happy Monday, Josh. This is a false breakdown for the stock that cannot be named. We can name it now because I'm doing the live streams. What's the worst? They already kicked me off last week. But we got it back on. Hopefully everything's working again. Morning, Ted. I think problems coming for Google. I think problems are coming for a lot of things longer term again. Good morning, by the way. Thanks, Friday. Tesla. So I'm glad I'll do everything I can for everybody here to help. Streaming problems, I see them as well. Hopefully this will last and then I can debug it after the open. Both the car and the stocks on fire. Hello, George. All right, we got through that. By the way, thank you, everyone. Big shout out to everyone. Thank you for the additional comments after the live streams finish and for the weekly sector overview. If you haven't done that, check it out. Again, keep the comments coming. We're getting wider distribution. We're getting to some new people. Hopefully, we can help a lot of people through what's coming in the next few months. So, again, really appreciate it. Let's just see. We had the Chicago Fed Activity Index, nothing major. The last one actually revised lower. This has inflationary tendencies in it. Big thing today is Bostic, if he's going to be saying anything interesting. Let's see. FOMC still just that 50 basis point. We're still in negative gamma. I'm going to be watching for some more updates as we get new options info today, but we are still in negative gamma. By the way, after the markets, let me switch cameras here. Again, I got my jacket on. Oh boy, nothing's working. Whoa, there we go. Got my sweat jacket on. 45 degrees here this morning. What? I'm so tired of the cold weather. I know it's not that cold, but I want some warmth. Zoom after the close, and I know some people are holding some Zoom puts. Advanced Auto Parts, also I always like to check in on that. Xpeng, I did not look at that this morning, was dealing with other stuff, including putting up the Jim Iorio latest edition of the podcast. Futures Edge, it is live now, so you can check it out when you have a break in your morning trading. All right, we got that bounce. We got that little gap up. Here's what I'm watching for. This is actually a pretty nice little It's a triangle. I'm watching the horizontal breakdown though from the levels. I have it mapped out. So we start breaking above about 39.54 area, 39.70, 39.78. Those are my minor levels. And right here you see we're into an advanced clear path to the upside on the 1 hour time frame. So the stopping point is right around these first two targets, and then the final target, interesting enough, takes us right to 62.5. We've bounced that 50, the 50% harmonic from the sell-off. So the break to the upside, that's what I'm targeting, and I already talked about with the 62.5, and we all know how important that is, and we'll watch for the move up there. The breakdown, we have a little gap. Pretty much the first target from the horizontal channel is the gap fill. So if we start breaking down, especially below 39.19, not even below the lows, I'm watching this key close, then I will target the gap fill. And if we came back lower, you do have a clear path move. Remember, we have that clear path move down, which then when you get a reversal, another clear path move with very few stopping points coming up. So keep that in mind. From the overnight data, if you're mapping this out, I'm staying in short-term bullish mode unless the key line, the sand. So even if we did the pullback, remember, between the 50 would be about 38.81, the 62.5 would be 38.63. You don't want to see a close back below 38.63. But even if you pulled the horizontal channel and went a little lower to this 50, I'd be watching for a bounce play. It would just be to retest to see how firm the buyers are. We start getting below that 62.5 though, I'm watching for a retest of Friday's lows, that low area, not necessarily the exact low. So that is how I am mapping out the day today. Just a reminder on a daily basis, if you get a close above Thursday's high, 39.43.50, it is an aggressive buy. Why is it aggressive? It's against the daily rotation zone, so you have to be very nimble. These aren't longer-term buys yet. The only longer-term buy, as I reviewed yesterday, we still have the potential double, which we're a long way off from triggering, and that's the only thing that would lead me to hold for a slightly longer term. And when I say slightly longer term, I'm talking potentially days. I'm not talking weeks at this point. All right, let's see where we are. Rich, you're bearish for today. Rich, I never got that email you said you sent. Let me know what happened. If I got other stuff, so did it bounce or something else? Black Monday? You guys with your Black Mondays or your Black Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. You know, every day we're longer term, yes, bearish. If this little bounce can't hold, although even if we retested this lows areas, it wouldn't bother me. You know, we still, daily cycles are trying to bottom, so we could easily retest the downside today before we get a cycle turn up on the daily. But also weeklies are at the bottom and turning up, so I am expecting that slightly longer bounce. If we don't get it, that would just show how weak the market is. And then I'd start watching for a capitulation move to the downside, but we're not there yet, and I don't think we'll have a Black Monday. Good morning, Lauren. Hey, Ken. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, what price do you think Tesla is either long or short? I'm seeing if it can't break over 644. We'll take a look at Tesla in a bit. We need one more leg lower, not buying this one bit. That's what you think, Wavy, and that's where I'm mapping out my key levels. But if we do break to the upside with that little horizontal channel, I will take it. I did not see it. Did you get a bounce back? Again, support at Path Trading Partners. Just let me know what happened. Even put a note in Discord for me. Costco, my short this week on my watch list. If Target got crushed, expecting Costco to do the same. Remember, Costco, let's check that out after the close today because the Costco earnings are coming up this week. And the PE is very, very high still on Costco. I think there's more downside damage in Costco. Xpeng, thank you. I did not have a chance to look at that. Was dealing with too much stuff this morning. Xpeng gave a horrible outlook. Thank you for letting me know that. Qualifying size of puts closed due to 520. Quantifying size of puts due to 520 OpX. How about we make new lows today? We flip back short-term bearish. No. Unless if we have that move below, start getting the move below that 62.5 I just showed you, it would be intraday short-term bearish. If we break with momentum downwards below Friday's lows, then I will start watching. Then we could get a capitulation move. We could potentially get a capitulation move, which we have not had yet. So I just play the capitulation move before getting rotating in back to bullish. Nasdaq, there wasn't any great patterns here. Running up, you see the rotation zone. And what do I talk about generally? We tap the rotation zone, do a pullback move, and then go through it. So right now, just on the NASDAQ, I'm watching about 11,895. Here's the level I'm watching going into the open. We start breaking below that. I'm targeting the gap fill. And short term then, very short term, I'm just using these harmonics to the downside. Those aren't the harmonics. These are the harmonics. And look, the first harmonic is the gap fill. And this is the gap from Sunday night futures, little gap. Same exercise. Same exercise with the NASDAQ. The 50% coming in, right? We got actually a major harmonic there, about 11,770. And then when do I tip bearish? 11,698, 11,700 if we get some key closes or momentum, and that would be for a retest of the low area. Remember, the retest of the low area is between the 87.5 harmonic to the 100%. It can be anywhere in that area. So how do I play it? I fine-tune it with harmonics going down, and I look for prior key price action in those areas. If we were to break low, just like lower, my next level is 11,456. To the upside, we start breaking above about 12,050. We're into a clear path. The next major target for me is about 12,175, which would be the 72.5. The Dow, I just got to get through this because we were a little late in starting. Dow also break up and break down. Dow is actually acting the strongest this morning, holding up right at this breakout area. So my full target on that is about 31,766. And then to about 31,802. Another clear path move to the upside. So I'll be using harmonics to fine tune this. If we break below 31,352, then I'm watching for a full target of 31,151. Same exercise. You can do this at home. Play along at home. 50% then would be 31,080, and the key line in the sand is 30,956. Russell, I'm not going to, there's just not a lot of great patterns in here right now, so I'm just going to use the short-term moves above about 1,800, or to break down. You have a little double here on the Russell, and it is completely a valid double. So that's what I'm watching to the downside into a advanced clear path move and your gap fill, and the major harmonic is about 1770. So that's my breakdown play in the Russell. Not much going on with the DAX. It already filled the gap and sitting in this consolidation area. So I don't have any great price action trades on the DAX at the moment. Although if it does roll over about 13,965. Crude was trying to push up earlier, holding. I'm either watching for a breakout or breakdown play. Breakout above today's high, about 111.70. Breakdown would be below Friday's lows. But then it's just a quick little scalp to about 107. Gold, I talked about yesterday, trying to put in the longer-term bottom, reacting at the rotation zone. I'm watching for a pullback key support about 1840 now. Silver spiking up through the harmonics. I'm watching this, make sure it really holds about 2144. Notes, we do have a little potential. We broke above you can see it on the 4-hour, broke above this little descending flag pattern, retesting it, moving up, and now creating a double top. So I will only get very short term for a short term pullback on notes if we get a close below 119.16, and that could be a full target of about 118.23. If that does not trigger, I'm still watching for the continued rally, and still long term I am in a more medium-term bullish mode. We're getting the first reaction off the weekly rotation zone, which you generally get the pullback and then the next push through. Dollar index, Pulling back as we triggered the head and shoulders, and first target is hit. So we're getting a little pause here, and then watching for the next rollover play to 101.81, 101.29. Now let's get to Tesla. Tesla pre-market 658. They closed 653. So there's a minor little gap, but that will probably close unless the NASDAQ breaks down. For short term, since Tesla's really beat up, I'm really focusing. We do have a clear path move. Minor 671, then my short term is back to 690 on any rally. On a rollover play at this point, breaking down, again, I'm watching for the rollover plays, but the harmonics lower, you can see here, cluster 611 to about 613, then 594, then 573. So those are the levels to the downside. So that's what I am focused on. If it did get the little bigger, this really the 690 area is key. Why? Because you got the 1 hour rotation zone on the top of it, and you have the 4 hour rotation zone closing in and the prior support area. So that's really for starting to watch for another. That's where I'm starting to watch for more bearish rollover plays again. Where do we sit? NASDAQ target this week is 11,200. You are really, really bearish. We can't even get a bounce off this, and this market's that. If we hit that, we'd have a capitulation move, though. So you're not necessarily looking for the close So you're not necessarily looking for a close on the horizontal channel entry, if I understand correctly. On those little horizontal channels, since they're so small, well, I'd want at least a 5-minute close, unless we get major momentum off the open, because they're a little bit away. But I'd at least want a 5-minute, preferably a 15-minute close below those levels. Unless if we get major momentum off the open, then I just have to think of it taken out really quick. Other than that, I want it to really start proving itself. The Dow is actually holding up the best. So the Dow's leading to the breakout to the upside. The NASDAQ's the weakest. So it's going to be very interesting. Again, tactical trading, the first 5-10 minutes are going to make the difference. Why are you drawing this double when there's actually no double? There's still a double on, there's these longer terms. This is still valid. Christoph, this is still a valid double. There's not one. There's one on the NASDAQ. Yeah, this is still barely valid, and the S&P is valid. The Dow is not valid. Monkeypox, World War III depression is coming. Wow, you guys, I want to see Peloton at 0 and Tesla at 69. Sometimes I think you're just saying stuff. Rich. So that's where I am sitting right now. Let me just peek at the Qs. The Qs, little slight gap up. The key area for the Qs I'm keying off of is this 296. Where is it? 296.70, 60 area. That gets me short-term bullish. What would be the bearish breakdown play on that would be, as long as it doesn't get the close below roughly 285.40. So that's where we sit. We shall see again. If we get that close, the retest of those lows areas, it would be very interesting. But I'm watching for that bottom to get put in this week. With that, I got to finish my prep. Sorry for the delay and the trouble with the live stream. I will try to figure out what's going on. I will talk to everyone. If something major happens, I'll come for lunch. If nothing, if it's just a normal trading day, you'll see me after the close for the regular time, and we can take a look at some stuff like Costco also after the close. I'll talk to everyone later.